And then from there, we actually took the train up to the Loire River, which is like right in the middle of France. And that's really where our journey started, like the long leg of the journey. We stayed on the Loire all the way through France into Switzerland. So the Loire's on the top left right there, and some of the scenery we saw, like towns with castles and stuff. And then bottom right is what they call a lock, very common in France, where it kind of goes up and down based off of a boat. Like a boat kind of moves through, like on a bridge or whatever, and then they kind of drop the sea level to kind of get you through some parts of it, so you can travel on like a boat through the country. Yes, Carlos.
Johnny, on your trip, how fluid or structured was the trip? Were you like under a timeline, or is it like free flowing?
The way I planned it, I had to plan it so that we actually know where we were going. But it was at the beginning was very free flowing because there's a little bit of both.
Okay.
So because at the beginning of the trip, Harry wasn't up to par in terms of like his
durability.
Durability, his fitness.
Conditioning.
Yeah, he wasn't as fit.
Okay.
So we had shorter days. We had to make sure that he was able to kind of keep up. And then later on, we're like, okay, I kind of track with where we should be versus where we are, and see, if we need to take the train to kind of catch up on days. And that's how we kind of did that, and really made up a lot of time on the trains, and took a lot more train trips. Yes.
What was your average mileage every day?
Average mileage for this trip was about 40 or less.
No.
I normally do like 60 on my own and my brother-in-law, but not 40. Yeah, 40's not bad.
Especially when you're getting up day after day after day.
Yeah.
You see more stuff.
Yeah, and then once you get into Switzerland and Germany, we were along the Rhine River, and that's where this picture was taken. And this is Switzerland's Rhine Fall. It's their waterfall, kind of like our Niagara, but smaller.
Did you use your iPhone for those pics?
No, I brought my own.
Oh, that's what I was going to say.
I brought my own full mirrorless camera.
That's beautiful.
And then at the top right is a view of Budapest, the Danube River. So we eventually made it up the northern side of Germany and Austria, and kind of followed the Danube River, the Danube.
Wow.
Yeah. A lot of history around that area.
Yeah.
For sure.
And of course, in Germany, the architecture was beautiful. Every town had a really beautiful church to go in. And this picture was taken not even a famous church, it was just a random church at a town called Passau. And we just walked in, it's like, oh my goodness. And we just taken back every single time. I mean, you can see Harry like right here looking up. I mean, that's just to see how tall these things are. And this church right here was in a town called tallest church in Europe, about 540 feet tall. And it was immaculate. Just you getting there, and you're just awestruck when you get there.
Sure.
And of course, the Black Forest was where we rode through a lot of parts of it. So this is one of those roads where just like nobody's just there, you're just riding through all these different towns. Yeah. Okay. In Austria. So right next to Germany, of course, is Austria, and we went to Vienna. Both pictures on the top and the right is of me in Vienna. That's the Belvedere, and that's I don't know how to pronounce it, but it's one of their hunting palaces that's very famous over in Vienna. So if you ever have a chance to check that out. And the bottom left is actually the Mauthausen concentration camp. Mm-hmm. Yeah, that was a pretty heavy trip, especially when it was raining and everything. So a lot of about 100 to 300,000 people were killed in that concentration camp. So a lot of history behind all that. Things like I've only read in textbooks. You actually see it in person. It just blows my mind. Like
You're not on a tour bus. You're actually like
a lot. Yeah.
It's
You're just there.
Yeah, it's not a smorgasbord. You're actually in it.
Yeah, exactly. And like the stories they have, and you're like there, and you can have a point of references and everything. It's just amazing. So that's why bike touring is just one of those things you just can't you don't breeze through the town, hitting this, and this. You take it in 12 miles at a time. That's the beauty of it. that's why I like it. I love it so much. You know. And when we get in right after Austria, we get right into the Eastern Europe side of things. And so part of the Eastern Europe part, the first country that we got into was Slovakia. I actually don't have a picture of Slovakia here, but right after Slovakia is Hungary, and Hungary is where Budapest is, bottom right picture. And that's probably my favorite European city.
Really?
Yeah. Out of all the places I've been, and it still had history, and it also had a lot of like very beautiful architecture. And then you can see there's a different vibe there, and a lot of people are trying to reinvent the town. They have like different bar scenes, they have different like neighborhoods that they're trying to promote and get people out and about and checking out the whole city. And it's hustling and bustling and just really good place to go back. I would love to go back for Budapest. And then right through there, right next after Budapest was Croatia, where I took that picture, and that water tower. And so back in the 1990s, there was, when Yugoslavia split, there was a civil war between a lot of countries around that area. And so the water tower was attacked by Serbians when they were invading Croatia in this one town called Vukovar. And you can see where the damage is. And they're just leaving it there just to remind people like how senseless that war was. And really, it's amazing when you go up close and personal and see the water tower there. And the town, you know, it's got its charm, but it's still like really struggling to get up economic-wise. Like not a lot of tourists know about the place, but they're struggling a little bit more. But you know, it's good to see it as a cyclist too, because you know you're not on a boat, you're in there with your bikes, and so they're a little bit more accommodating and curious as well. So yeah, and then Serbia are the two pictures. There's the bottom picture right here, and that's part of the building was bombed out by the UN also around that time. So they just left there a couple of buildings around the city. That's the city of Belgrade, or the capital there. And then the oldest fortress is on the top right there, and that fortress has been in existence for over 3,000 years. That's like pretty history kind of thing. And so there was people occupying that through there, and we were walking through the castle there, and it was amazing, amazing stuff. And then our trip led us into Romania, which you saw like someone herding their cattle along the side of the street where we were riding. And then it actually ended a lot sooner than where we wanted to end. The trip ended at Orsova in Romania, which was a city more west of the country. We wanted to go all the way to the Salton Sea, right there, all the way through there. But we never really made it. We just took the train over and called it a day. So the weather and just the terrain was just too much for Harry to continue. So we kind of said, all right, this is our comfort level from at this point. We're gonna leave at a high. Just hop on a train. And you know that's the point of a bike tour. You don't have to do everything. It's as long as it's up to your level of enjoyment. And if you're not having fun, then you can call it quits whenever you want. So that's why we have options. And these are just highlights of moments like how Home Sweet Home was the title. Where do we live? Like, obviously, most of our time was spent in a tent, and like a lot of the times, and as you see in Europe, camping was something that people do all the time too. It might not be as wild as what we have here, and it's mainly like in RV parks. So you can see it's like almost like a park here, and you see RVs back there. That's what they have. The facilities are actually really good. They have showers. Every single one of them has showers, water, of course.
Laundry?
Oh yeah, some laundry too. Yeah, we definitely need to do laundry from time to time. So
Yeah, for sure.
we have that. And then, of course, we stay at hotels. So that's a view in Passau from the hotel room onto one of the rivers. I believe that's it now. And then that's the other view from our room in Bordeaux. So not bad. I mean, for bike touring, you can still go hotels if you wanted to. And we had someone reach out to us like a few months before the tour to ask us to stay at their guest house in Serbia. And so we took advantage of that. So really great place. It's just all accommodating for cyclists. So they've already kind of rolled out the welcome mats for us when we arrived. Yeah. And what did we eat? That's the important part. Yeah, we didn't just have baguettes and peanut butter and jelly sandwich. You know, most of the time we cook our food, spaghetti and some wine and bread. Really basic things, but of course there are times where we went out and indulged a lot more. And so the bottom left picture, that's beef bourguignon, which is in French beef Burgundy, also a wine region in France. So it's made out of wine sauce and it's beef and it's pasta. It's really good. And then there was actually Mexican food in Germany. So that's what's right in the middle right there, that burrito. And it's so different. They have sauerkraut's topped on top of the tomato, and all these little side dishes there.
Johnny,
You can see it kind of says Mexican food up there.
Johnny, that's not Mexican.
I know. we were trying to tell them that. But I thought it was really funny because we were like, hey, Mexican food. Let's try it. Let's see how European Mexican food tastes like. So we had that. And then in Germany, it is customary for you to finish a bike tour with a huge liter of beer. And so that's what this is, that picture. We had to finish up beer every night. I'm not arguing, put us to sleep really quick. Sure. But it was, Germany, that's all you order, just a liter of beer. You get it to that count. And of course, the dessert can't go anywhere without it. That's the beauty of bike touring. You burn so much calories when you're riding, eat anything you want and still not gain the weight, or you burn everything off. It's just awesome. Thanks for watching, guys. Check out my last video here or subscribe to my channel for more bike touring topics. So until next time, make sure you get out there and discover your ride. Bike touring options you can do. You don't have to do what I do where I load everything up. You can go hotel to hotel, or you could go, have everyone support you. And I think Monica did a similar trip across the country last year, and she was doing it for fundraising, and she had someone supporting her.